June 13th, 2025, the world wakes to a new reality, open war between Israel and Iran. Overnight, Israel launches over 200 airstrikes, targeting Iran's nuclear facilities and IRGC command centers. The Natanz nuclear site is hit. Senior Iranian military leaders are reportedly killed. Iran retaliates with more than 100 drones and missiles. Most are intercepted, but the psychological shock is immense. Air raid sirens send millions of Israelis to shelters. The shadow war is now a direct, brutal conflict. Tehran declares the attack an act of war, vowing historic revenge. Israel's strikes aim to cripple Iran's military and nuclear ambitions, decapitating its leadership. Years of failed diplomacy and proxy battles have exploded into state-on-state violence. The world watches, uncertain if this is a contained clash or the spark for a global war. The stakes have never been higher. Why did Israel strike now? The answer lies in Iran's accelerating nuclear program. Just yesterday, the IAEA censured Iran for violating the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, closing the door on diplomacy. Iran responded by ramping up uranium enrichment and expanding its nuclear sites. With uranium at 60% purity, Israel saw a bomb as imminent. Nuclear talks collapsed. Iran rejected US proposals, fueling Israeli fears that time was running out. The US signaled it wouldn't block Israeli action, giving Jerusalem the political space to act. For Israel, the risk of waiting outweighed the risk of war. The world's last diplomatic hopes vanished, leaving military action as the only option. The countdown to conflict was over. The US is caught in a bind, supporting Israel but desperate to avoid a wider war. Washington denies involvement, but Iran blames America for enabling the strikes. US embassies evacuate staff, military families leave bases across the region. An aircraft carrier moves into the Persian Gulf. The Pentagon braces for escalation. Russia and China, Iran's key partners, watch closely. Both see the crisis as a chance to challenge US influence. If the conflict widens, Moscow and Beijing could provide Iran with weapons, intelligence, or cyber support. Iran warns that all US bases are now targets. The risk? A regional war morphing into a global showdown between nuclear powers. The world's balance of power hangs in the balance. Israel's attack could ignite Iran's network of proxy militias, creating a ring of fire. Hezbollah in Lebanon, with 150,000 rockets, could open a northern front against Israel. In Iraq and Syria, Iranian-backed militias threaten US troops and regional stability. The US withdraws personnel bracing for attacks. In Yemen, Houthi rebels could target the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, disrupting global trade. Israel faces a nightmare multi-front war, economic chaos, and relentless proxy attacks. Tehran must decide: unleash its proxies and risk all-out war, or hold back and risk appearing weak. The region teeters on the edge of catastrophe. The fallout is immediate. Oil prices surge, markets plunge, and the world economy trembles. The Strait of Hormuz, vital for global oil, is at risk. A closure could trigger a worldwide recession. The UN and world leaders call for calm, but the military gears are already turning. Two paths emerge: de-escalation through diplomacy or a spiral into regional and possibly global war. Israel may pause, hoping for international pressure on Iran. Tehran could opt for symbolic retaliation. But if Iran strikes back hard or activates its proxies, escalation is almost certain. The US could be drawn in, with Russia and China backing Iran, a Cold War-style standoff. The next decisions in Jerusalem, Tehran and Washington will decide if the world steps back from the brink or plunges into chaos. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, forget and to share.